Think you know what real power looks like? It's not always about saying yes to the biggest deal on the table. Sometimes, it's about having the courage to walk away. Picture this. One of the world's most influential leaders approaches your small island nation with not one, not two, but 7 massive opportunities, each one promising prosperity, growth, and global recognition. Your response? Thanks, but no thanks. That's exactly what happened when Donald Trump's administration extended multiple high-stakes proposals to Jamaica. And today, we're diving deep into why this Caribbean nation chose independence over influence. This isn't just politics, folks. This is about national pride, sovereignty, and the price of freedom in the modern world. Let me walk you through each jaw-dropping offer. Segment 1. The Energy Trap. Trump's opening move? A billion-dollar oil refinery project that would transform Jamaica into an energy powerhouse. On the surface, it sounded incredible. American investment pouring in. Thousands of jobs created. Complete energy independence for the island. But here's where things get interesting. Buried in the proposal's details was a 30-year control clause. This meant American corporations would dictate not just what got produced, but how much Jamaica could sell and to whom. Jamaican energy experts quickly realized this wasn't about helping Jamaica become energy independent. This was about creating a strategic oil hub that would serve American interests first. Environmental groups raised concerns. Economic advisors warned of long-term dependency. Prime Minister Holness made the call. Jamaica's energy future belongs to Jamaica. Deal number 1 declined. Segment 2. The Travel Temptation. Now this next offer had Jamaicans talking everywhere, from Kingston to Montego Bay. Imagine never having to wait months for a U.S. visa again. No more embassy appointments. No more uncertainty. Visa-free travel to America for every Jamaican citizen. Sounds like a game changer, right? But there was a hidden requirement. Jamaica would need to allow U.S. Homeland Security officers to operate directly within Jamaican airports and seaports. Think about what that means. American officials would be screening Jamaican citizens on Jamaican soil, making decisions about who could travel based on American security protocols. Opposition leaders didn't mince words. This isn't about making travel easier. It's about extending American border control into our territory. Jamaica's leadership faced a tough choice: convenience or sovereignty. They chose sovereignty. Deal number 2, rejected. Segment 3, the Military Gambit. Here's where things got really serious. Trump's team proposed establishing a permanent military installation in Jamaica, supposedly to combat drug trafficking and regional threats. The official name? Operation Island Shield. But intelligence sources revealed the real purpose: creating a strategic base to monitor and counter Chinese influence throughout the Caribbean. Jamaica's defense officials understood the implications immediately. Hosting an American military base would make them a target in any future superpower conflict. The Jamaican government asked themselves a crucial question: do we want to be protected or do we want to be neutral? They chose neutrality. Military base proposal turned down. Segment 4. The Tourism Takeover. Trump's fourth pitch targeted Jamaica's tourism goldmine, and this one hit close to home. The Trump Organization offered to completely modernize Jamaica's premier tourist destinations. Luxury resorts in Negril, 5-star developments in Montego Bay, world-class infrastructure throughout. The promise? Tourism revenues would skyrocket. The reality? Hundreds of local vendors would be displaced. Traditional beaches would become exclusive enclaves. Jamaican culture would be packaged and sanitized for foreign consumption. We want growth, but not if it erases who we are. Jamaica's tourism board made their position clear. Development, yes. Cultural erasure, no. Another Trump proposal declined. Segment 5. The Digital Dependency Scheme. In 2024, Trump's tech associates presented what looked like a digital revolution for Jamaica. Picture this: free nationwide internet zones covering every parish. Advanced cloud computing infrastructure that would put Jamaica ahead of most Caribbean nations. Modern government systems that could process everything from passport applications to business licenses in minutes instead of weeks. The pitch was compelling. Everything needed to leap into the digital age and compete with global powers. But here's where the alarm bells started ringing. The technical specifications revealed that all servers would be housed in data centers across Florida. Every byte of information would flow through American-controlled infrastructure. The management contract was awarded to a private company with documented ties to Trump's broader business ecosystem. Think about what this really means. every Jamaican's personal information, their tax records, medical histories, banking details, even private communications with government agencies would be stored on foreign soil under foreign legal authority. But it gets worse. The contract included clauses allowing the American partners to analyze usage patterns and aggregate data for what they called optimization purposes. Translation? They could mine Jamaican citizen data for commercial insights. Jamaica's cybersecurity experts didn't mince words when they analyzed the proposal. This isn't digital modernization, it's digital colonialism. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Here was a deal promising to give Jamaica digital independence while actually creating the most sophisticated form of digital dependency imaginable. Jamaica's tech leaders made their position crystal clear. Digital progress, yes. Digital surrender, absolutely not. Proposal 5, firmly rejected. Segment 6, the Loan Shark Special. Trump's sixth approach came through financial channels, a too-good-to-be-true infrastructure loan that had development ministers doing double takes. The numbers were genuinely impressive. Interest rates sitting at just 2.5%, far below anything Jamaica could secure through traditional international lenders. The loan amount? $3.2 billion. Enough to completely modernize the country's infrastructure within a decade. Imagine what that could mean. Brand new highways connecting every major city, state-of-the-art hospitals in rural areas, modern schools equipped with the latest technology, transformational development on a scale Jamaica had never seen. The lending institution even sweetened the deal with flexible repayment terms and a 5-year grace period before payments would begin. But then Jamaican economists started digging into the fine print. Buried deep in the 400-page contract was a clause that made everyone's blood run cold. If Jamaica missed even a single payment, not defaulted entirely, just missed one scheduled payment, the lending institution could immediately claim physical assets as collateral. We're not talking about financial penalties here. We're talking about government buildings, public lands, even natural resources like mining rights and coastal access points. The clause was so aggressive that one Jamaican senator famously declared, "This isn't development financing. It's a sophisticated trap disguised as assistance." Legal experts pointed out that similar loan structures had been used elsewhere. Countries that struggled with payments found themselves losing sovereignty over key national assets. Ports controlled by foreign entities. Prime real estate transferred to international corporations. Jamaica's finance ministry ran the numbers and realized that even with the attractive interest rate, the risk-to-reward ratio was completely unacceptable. They chose financial independence over cheap money with potentially devastating consequences. Deal 6. Decisively turned down. Segment 7. The media manipulation plot. The final offer targeted something that strikes at the very heart of democracy. Freedom of information. On paper, it looked like a media mogul's dream come true. $75 million investment in Jamaican broadcasting and journalism. Hundreds of new jobs for writers, producers, and technical staff. State-of-the-art broadcasting equipment that would rival anything in North America. Massively expanded news coverage reaching every corner of the island. The American partners promised to turn Jamaica into the media hub of the Caribbean. Local journalists would have access to international news networks. Documentary funding would be available for Caribbean stories. Even training programs at top American journalism schools. It sounded like the golden age of Jamaican media was about to begin. But when journalists and media watchdogs got their hands on the actual contracts, they discovered something deeply troubling. Hidden within the partnership agreements were provisions granting the American investors editorial consultation rights on content related to international affairs, security issues, and trade policy. Jamaica's media leaders remembered their history. They recalled the struggles for press freedom during the colonial era and the early years of independence. They weren't about to surrender those hard-won rights for modern equipment and bigger paychecks. The message was unanimous across newsrooms from Kingston to Mandeville. Jamaica's free press wasn't for sale at any price. Final Trump proposal. Unanimously rejected. So why did Jamaica say no 7 consecutive times to one of the world's most powerful leaders? Because sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is recognize when a deal costs more than it's worth, even when the price isn't measured in dollars. What do you think about Jamaica's decisions? Did they make the right choice by prioritizing sovereignty over potential prosperity? Or did they miss out on incredible opportunities that could have transformed their nation? This story raises fascinating questions about the modern global economy. Should smaller nations accept dependence on larger powers if it means immediate economic benefits? Or is national independence worth the cost of potentially slower development? And here's an even deeper question. In your own life, have you ever had to choose between an attractive opportunity and your personal values? How did you decide? What was more important? The immediate benefits or maintaining your independence? Hit that like button. If you respect Jamaica's commitment to maintaining their sovereignty, even when it wasn't the easy choice. Subscribe and ring the notification bell for more untold stories of nations, leaders, and ordinary people who chose principles over profit. Drop a comment below with your honest thoughts. Was Jamaica wise to reject these deals, or did they let pride get in the way of progress? Should small countries prioritize independence or international partnerships? I'm genuinely curious about your perspective on this complex situation. These aren't simple black and white issues, and I want to hear how you would have handled these decisions if you were in Jamaica's position. And if you found this story as fascinating as I did, share it with someone who loves learning about geopolitics, international relations, or just incredible stories of countries standing up for their beliefs. Until next time, keep questioning the narratives you hear. Keep learning about the complex world we live in. And never underestimate the power of principled leadership. Whether it's from nations, communities, or individuals like yourself, stay curious, stay thoughtful, and remember, sometimes the greatest victories come from knowing when to say no.